Hi everyone, welcome back to my next video. We're continuing our idea about really cheap and simple solar. If you have very minimal needs, what is the least you can get by with? So we've started out with just looking at the little folding panels. And now I want to share an idea with you that you may never have heard of before. It was brand new to me, and it might be interesting for some of you. Not many. This isn't for all of you, but this might be really interesting for a few of you. The big thing is, if I'm a fan of tools, I always carry a set of Ryobi cordless tools, but they come with a little battery and a 110 volt charger. These are 4 amp hour batteries. They'll just last forever. These last a very, very long time on these tools. They're really impressive tools. I carry the drill and I carry a jigsaw. I also own, but I don't carry with me generally unless I know I'm going to need it. I own the skill saw. This thing will cut fantastic curves and acceptable straight lines. So this will do both jobs. And unless I know I have a job coming up where I need straight lines, which is most carpenter jobs need really straight lines, but for a lot of things I'm doing, a little bit imperfect straight line is okay. I only carry this. And I carry a 12 volt charger. This actually uses it's 12 volt, and these don't come with any of the kits that I've seen. I bought this extra, and all this stuff is at Home Depot and only Home Depot. I don't know anyone that sells it, but Amazon now is selling all of this stuff. You can buy every bit of this stuff on Amazon. They have come out with this new thing. It's just amazing, and it's a brilliant idea. You take one of their batteries and you plug it in, and it's an inverter. Can you believe that? It's a 150 watt inverter, and it has 2 USB ports. And I just think this is a fantastic idea. So if you're carrying these tools anyway, you already have a big battery bank. And this is 8 amp hours. This is probably, this is 1.5 amp hours. I have almost 10 amp hours of batteries here in these lithium batteries. And so why wouldn't I want to get them out of there and use it for everything? Usually I don't use the drill, but every couple 3 months or even more. I'm going to carry them. I want these tools on board. You never know when a job will come up. And so I'm carrying this stuff anyway. Why not let it be my power source? They have an inflator, a 12 volt tire inflator that you can use. They have a compressor that you can use to inflate tires. These are very useful tools, and I'm always going to carry a set of Ryobi tools with me. I just am. So why not get power out of them for my everyday use? And this inverter makes that possible. So it's running the USB fan just fine, which would be really nice. So not only does this have 2 USB ports, and so you can do all the myriad of things that USB will allow you to do, but you also get the 110 port. So you can run your laptop on this. So that is a very, very handy thing, very portable. You could take it around with you. Look how small that is. Of course, if we put one of the big 4 amp hour batteries in it, then it becomes a lot bigger. And these big ones will run it a long, long time. And if you keep these charged, I actually have a total of 4 of these. I got them on a really good, they had a special. And you can buy these at Christmas, all the Ryobi tools at Christmas, Black Friday in particular, and you can get really incredible deals on them. I think this is a brilliant idea. If you're carrying Ryobi tools anyway, you're going to have another way to charge this. So I would be thinking about getting like a 100 watt panel and these that you already have. So I doubt if, having the 12 volt charger is really a good thing, because you can, every time you're driving. But if you're not driving a lot, you'll never keep these charged. So I would get one of the 60 watt or the 100 watt panels that will let me charge off of a cigarette lighter plug, and I would give serious thought to this being my only power source. I think it would work really, really well. Okay, so I'll do the review and get back with you and let you know how this thing works, if it works at all, if it works well, and then we'll go from there. So now let's go ahead and move on to the next really cheap and simple and easy. Now the cheap is about over. This wasn't all that cheap. This was $70, and then a battery pack, a couple of batteries for it would be $100. And then this is about $40. So this isn't cheap, and then this still probably won't be enough. Most of us don't drive enough. So this was 70 and 40 is 110, and these are probably, if you're lucky, you'll get a pair of these, or you can buy a clone pair for about $100. So that would be 100, 210. So for about $210. But if you already own the Ryobi tools, then really all you're buying is this. That's all I bought extra was this to turn this into my power system, and I'll have to buy a solar panel. This because I don't drive enough to charge with this. I'd have to buy a solar panel as well. Another $150 for a solar panel, and this for 70, another $150 for a solar panel, and I'm pretty well set. I got lots of batteries. So something to really think about. Next, we'll go on to the next really cheap and easy way to get power. Now they stopped being cheap. This wasn't really all that cheap, but the easy stays there. And I think that's what a lot of you care about, is that it be easy a lot more than you care about it being cheap. Okay, let's go on. We're continuing now with our series. We're talking about really easy and becoming less and less cheap ways to have solar for those of you with minimal needs. We talked first about just the little folding solar panels, and you use nothing but USB and USB battery supplies. Then we talked about adding this inverter to a Ryobi battery pack, which you probably may or may not already own. If you have that, this is a good way to go. And now we're talking about the power stations. You know, they call them power generators, but they don't generate any power. That's just really a deceptive description of what they are. However, they're an all-in-one, and when we want easy, that's what you want, all-in-one. You don't have to learn anything, you don't have to assemble anything, you just buy this, plug it the solar panel into it, and you have power. So that's easy, but it's not cheap anymore. This is $130. It has everything you could want. It allows you to do charge in multiple ways, and it has a 166 watt-hour battery. So let's talk about how you charge it. This is the Bowden solar panel that now these folks gave this to me. Let me start out by saying that they sent this to me and asked me to review it. I'm under no commitment to say anything about it. I'm just telling you the truth. This is only a 100-watt solar panel, but it's amazing how fast it charges that little thing up. Just right away, an hour or two in the morning from completely dead, and it's completely full. So that is good. A 100-watt panel is plenty. Now this Bowden solar panel, which works really well, I'm very happy with it, is out of stock on Amazon, and they say they don't know when it'll come back in. And so I'm not telling you to go buy this, because right now it is out of stock. This is 166 watt hour. So this is a plug-in port where you can plug in. It comes with a bunch of different things you plug in. This is the 12-volt cigarette lighter plug. So you just put this in here, and then you plug this in while you're driving, and you're charging while you're driving, and it seems to work just fine charging while I'm driving. You do have to drive a lot. You can't think I'm just going to plug this in and drive around town for 15 minutes and it's going to be full. It's not even going to begin to be full. You got to drive a lot to fill this 166 watt-hour battery. So, you know, we have too high on expectations out of these 12-volt cigarette lighter plugs. But then you can unplug that and set it aside, and then you can plug in a 110. So if you're somewhere where you have access to 110 volt power, you just plug it in, and now you can charge it off 110. And that's really good to have all these choices. So what you have is this, you know, this is the solar controller. It has a little cheap built-in solar controller. It works fine. It never overcharges anything, and it just charges that little battery. It just charges this little battery up really fast. So you plug it in, and it goes out to MC4s. That's just fantastic. This comes with it. So this is an MC4 solar panel. And then from the MC4, it goes out to the plug that you use to charge this. Then now the solar panel is going out through the MC4s, from the MC4s into this, and it charges it really fast, really well. I've been really pleased with that. And with MC4s, you can connect this to anything. I really like a solar panel that gives me MC4s native. I don't have to do adapters. I open the box, I buy it, I open the box, and it has MC4s. Don't buy a solar panel that doesn't have that. And then it has the connector that goes to your particular box. So I really like that. Now, again, like I said, this is out of stock, and if it comes back in, I'll put a description and a link down below in the. But it's a very good. Oh, but that's not all it does. It also has a USB-C, so you can do. We talked earlier about how you can do power delivery (PD). It's a new standard, and so you plug in a USB-C. You go to a USB-C. You can charge your laptop if it does USB-C charging right off this solar panel. So this could be plugged in and charging this, and if this is full, you could plug in your laptop directly into it, and it would then charge your laptop directly off this. It also, remember we also talked about this earlier, about QC3. So this is just a standard USB, but it's QC3 compliant. That's a standard now. So this is a fast charge. If you have an item that charges fast off QC3, this will charge really fast. So it has two different types of charging, and then it just has a plain old USB port. So you can charge three things. Say this is full. It's been on for a couple hours and this is completely full. Well, you can plug things into it. So here's what I would do. If I already have the Ryobis, I would plug the cigarette lighter plug into this. And so I would plug that into there and then be charging at the same time. So my idea is that this will be charging that will be charging this. That will be charging the batteries, which I can then put into this inverter. So all your batteries from the Ryobi will now become an unlimited battery bank for you to use on your USB and your 110 off of 150 volt, 150 watt 110 here. So this is the next step up from what we've been talking about now so far. This gives you a real battery in here. This is a lithium ion battery. Now that's normal. Most of these things are lithium ion. However, this is LiFePO4 in the Bowden. And that's very unusual. In fact, they claim, and as far as I know, they're absolutely true, they're the only small power station, powered solar generator that has a LiFePO4. LiFePO4 is the best kind. You want to buy LiFePO4 because LiFePO4 lasts the longest. They say this will last 10 years because it's LiFePO4. LiFePO4 is rated at 2,000 cycles, and so that's 10 years on this particular unit on an average. They're just using an average, but 2,000 cycles. We're going to look at the Jackery here in a minute. The Jackery is only rated at 500 cycles. This is rated at 4 times. So that LiFePO4, not only does it last much, much longer, it's actually one of the very safest commercially available. There are safer lithium ion chemistries, but they're all really expensive. The better ones are much more expensive than LiFePO4. If you practically are going to buy a LiFePO4, it's going to be the safest that you can buy of any of the chemistries. So this is a great unit that I highly recommend. I love the solar panel, but right now it's not available. So this is $130, $129.99. And you'll have to buy, you can charge it with 110 or you can charge it with 12 volt, but that's not going to be enough. You want to get a solar panel. And, RockPal and the Jackery, and a lot of them come with the MC4 cables. A lot of the, you can buy a lot of these now, these little 100 watt folding panels, 60 watt folding panels. That will be enough. A 60 watter would be enough for this. It'll take longer to charge it right away, but it'll charge it on a good sunshine day. It'll charge it right up. But it's all in one. It's easy. Again, what we're saying here is this is easy. That's what you're looking for. The easiest. It's not the cheapest. I think you can do better. And here's the problem with all of these battery banks, Bowden and just all of them, is if one part breaks, the whole thing's broken. You stop using it. Whereas if you buy a complete system, then if one part breaks, you just replace that part and you keep going. And so I recommend that anyway, and you're going to get more bang for your buck. Here you're talking a little tiny battery and a 100 watt solar panel, and you're at about $300. And that's not cheap. You can buy a whole complete kit for quite a bit less than that. And we're going to work our way up to that. Next, we'll work at another bigger one of these. We'll look at the Jackery and compare this to the Jackery. This is only 166 watt hours. The Jackery is going to be 500 watt hours, but it's going to be an awful lot more money. It's going to be nearly $500. And it's got not as good a lithium chemistry. It's only rated at 500 cycles. So this is rated at 2,000, and the Jackery is going to be rated at 500. So we'll compare those next. So I talked to you about using these battery packs that come from Ryobi. They now sell this little inverter for it, that all you do is you take your battery pack out of there and you put it in here, and now this battery pack becomes your power source. So we also talked about this Bowden solar panel and this Bowden 166 watt hour power pack. So this is cheap enough that you could at least consider doing this. This is $130. It has the USB ports that you need, including a quick charge. And it also has the cigarette lighter plug, which you really do need. You can run your laptop. And of course, you can plug it in and charge it off your vehicle while it's driving. You can plug it into 110 volt when you have it. And you can charge it off of any 100 watt panel with a MC4s. If you have a solar panel of any kind with MC4s, you can charge this off of it. Charges really fast and really well because it's a pretty small battery. So I wondered, can I charge this off of this with the solar panel going, so that in fact I'm charging this off the solar panels with this as a pass-through? So I tested it, and you can. So as far as a really cheap and a really simple system, I think this is really good if you're already into Ryobi. I think this is for $130, LifePo 4 battery. It will last 20 years. It will last 2,000 cycles. It's not just going to die on you. It's not going to die on you like the Jackery will, because it's only rated at 500 cycles. It's rated for 3 years. This should last you a very, very long time. It's small. It'll fit in a car. This and has the cigarette lighter plug. You've got to have a cigarette lighter plug. That's what you don't get with the really cheap ones. So I think this is really something to very, very strongly consider, and I hope you will. Especially this particular outfit. It's perfect for me. So folks, if you got anything out of this, and I hope you did, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll talk to you on the next video.